Well, howdy. There are some meals that just feel like a warm hug on a plate, and Salisbury steak is right at the top of that list for me. It's a classic for a reason. This dish brings back so many wonderful memories of family dinners and cozy evenings on the ranch. It's hearty, it's savory, and it's just plain delicious. Making it from scratch is so rewarding, and I promise it's easier than you might think. We're going to make tender, flavorful beef patties and smother them in a rich, dreamy mushroom gravy. It's the kind of food that makes everyone at the table smile. To get started on this wonderful journey, let's gather up our ingredients. You don't need anything too fancy, just good, simple things. For our wonderful steak patties, you'll need some ground beef, an egg, some breadcrumbs, and a little onion. We'll also use ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, and some simple seasonings like salt and pepper. For that incredible gravy, we'll need fresh mushrooms, more onion, some beef broth, and a little flour to make it nice and thick. And of course, we can't forget the potatoes. We'll need a few good ones to make a fluffy, creamy mash. It's a simple list for a truly spectacular meal. This recipe is all about love and taking your time. The beauty of Salisbury steak is how the simple ingredients come together to create something truly special. It's not a fussy or complicated dish, which is why I adore it so much. It's perfect for a weeknight dinner when you want something satisfying, but it's also special enough to serve when you have company coming over. The combination of the juicy beef, the earthy mushrooms, and the creamy potatoes is a match made in heaven. It's a meal that fills your home with the most amazing smells while it bubbles away on the stove. Before we roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty, just picture the final dish. Imagine those perfectly browned patties swimming in a sea of dark, savory gravy with a generous scoop of buttery mashed potatoes right beside them. It's the kind of meal that makes you want to slow down and savor every single bite. It's pure comfort, pure deliciousness, and it's about to happen right in your own kitchen. So, let's get cooking, shall we? I'm so excited to share this with you all. It's going to be a real treat that your family will ask for again and again. Alright, let's get to the best part, making the Salisbury steak patties. This is where the flavor foundation is built. First things first, grab a nice big bowl. Into that bowl, we're going to put our ground beef. I like to use a lean ground beef, but you can use whatever you have on hand. Now we'll add our binder and flavorings. Crack in 1 egg, which will help hold everything together beautifully. Then, toss in your breadcrumbs, some finely chopped onion, a good squirt of ketchup for a little sweetness, and a splash of Worcestershire sauce for that deep, savory flavor. It's a simple mix that works every time. Now don't be shy, it's time to get your hands in there and mix it all up. I find that using your hands is the best way to combine everything gently without overworking the meat. You want to mix until all the ingredients are just combined. If you overmix, the patties can become tough, and we want them to be tender and juicy. Sprinkle in a little salt and freshly ground black pepper for seasoning. You can even add a pinch of garlic powder if you're feeling a little extra zesty. The goal is to create a mixture that is full of flavor and ready to be shaped into our lovely little steaks. Once your meat mixture is perfectly combined, it's time to form the patties. I like to divide the mixture into 4 or 6 equal portions, depending on how big you want your steaks to be. Take each portion and gently shape it into an oval patty, about 3/4 of an inch thick. Think of a mini football shape. This classic oval shape is what makes a Salisbury steak look like a Salisbury steak. Making them all about the same size and thickness ensures that they will cook evenly, which is very important. Place the formed patties on a plate or a baking sheet. Look at those beautiful patties. They are just waiting to be cooked to perfection. Setting them aside for a moment allows the flavors to meld together even more. This simple step of preparing the patties is so crucial to the final dish. It's all about building layers of flavor right from the very beginning. These aren't just plain old hamburger patties, they are special. They are the heart and soul of our meal. The care you put into mixing and shaping them will shine through in every single delicious savory bite. You've done the hard part, and now the fun really begins. Now it's time to cook our patties and make that glorious gravy. Place a large skillet over medium-high heat and add a little butter or oil. Once the skillet is hot, carefully place your patties in the pan. You want to hear that wonderful sizzle. We're not cooking them all the way through just yet. We just want to get a beautiful brown crust on both sides. This searing process locks in all the juices and adds so much flavor. Cook them for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side until they are nicely browned. Then remove the patties from the skillet and set them aside on a plate for a little while. Don't you dare clean that skillet. All those browned bits left in the bottom of the pan are pure gold. That's where all the flavor for our gravy lives. Reduce the heat to medium and add some sliced onions and mushrooms to the skillet. Sauté them until the onions are soft and the mushrooms have released their liquid and started to brown. This will take about 5 to 7 minutes. The smell in your kitchen right now should be absolutely heavenly. This is the base of our rich, earthy, and oh so delicious mushroom gravy. It's what makes this dish so incredibly special and comforting. Once your mushrooms and onions are perfectly cooked, it's time to make the gravy. Sprinkle a little all-purpose flour over the vegetables in the skillet. Stir it all together and cook for about a minute. This is going to help thicken our gravy. Now, slowly pour in the beef broth while you continue to stir. You want to scrape up all those flavorful brown bits from the bottom of the pan as you pour. Keep stirring until the gravy is smooth and starts to thicken up. Let it simmer for a few minutes to allow all those wonderful flavors to come together. Taste it and add a little salt and pepper if it needs it. The final step is to reunite our patties with their delicious gravy. Gently place the browned Salisbury steak patties back into the skillet, nestling them right into that simmering mushroom gravy. Spoon some of the gravy and mushrooms over the top of each patty. Now reduce the heat to low, cover the skillet and let everything simmer together for about 15 to 20 minutes. This allows the patties to finish cooking all the way through and soak up all the amazing flavor from the gravy. The patties will become so incredibly tender and juicy. This is pure magic happening on your stovetop. While our Salisbury steaks are simmering away in that beautiful gravy, let's make the perfect side dish: creamy, mashed potatoes. There is simply no better partner for Salisbury steak. Grab your potatoes, peel them, and chop them into chunks. Place them in a pot of cold, salted water and bring it to a boil. Cook the potatoes until they are very tender, which usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. You'll know they're ready when you can easily poke a fork through them. Drain the potatoes well, and return them to the warm pot for a moment to let any extra water evaporate. Now for the best part of making mashed potatoes. Add a generous amount of butter, a splash of warm milk or cream, and a good pinch of salt and pepper. You can use a potato masher, a ricer, or even an electric mixer to whip them up until they are light, fluffy, and creamy. I love my potatoes to be extra creamy, so I'm never shy with the butter and cream. Taste them and adjust the seasoning if you need to. There's nothing in the world quite like a bowl of perfectly creamy, buttery, homemade mashed potatoes. They are the ultimate comfort food sidekick. It's finally time to serve up this masterpiece. On each plate, make a generous bed of those fluffy mashed potatoes. Then, carefully place a Salisbury steak patty right on top. Now, be very generous and spoon that incredible mushroom and onion gravy all over the steak and the potatoes. Let it create a wonderful pool of deliciousness on the plate. For a little touch of color and freshness, you can sprinkle some chopped fresh parsley over the top. It just makes the whole dish look so pretty and inviting. It's a meal that looks as good as it tastes. And there you have it, a truly wonderful meal made with love. Gathering your family or friends around the table to enjoy this Salisbury steak is what it's all about. It's a dish that encourages conversation and creates memories. Seeing the happy faces as everyone takes their first bite is the greatest reward. This meal is a reminder that sometimes the simplest things in life are the most satisfying, so go ahead, enjoy every single savory, comforting bite. You've earned it. This is country cooking at its very best, and I'm so happy we could make it together.